Right? Have you ever tried to read Schopenhauer?
Oh God, no.
Well, you know why you haven't read Schopenhauer? Because it's
Boring as shit.
unreadable. It's it's ununderstandable. It's gibberish. It's utter meaninglessness. And it is why all of the actual philosophy majors hate Ayn Rand. Because you can actually understand what she's trying to say. And this,
Well, that's the kind of stuff
we
I'm talking
can't have
about. Stuff
this.
that actually makes sense.
right.
There's some stuff that actually makes sense that I think you would do a good job of articulating to people that don't get it.
Well, I don't know if they're interested in having me articulate it for them. Like, what do you have in mind?
Well, there's a lot of ideas in Thus Spake Zarathustra that that have benefited my life greatly, that are opaque as all hell. And
Right.
if you're able
You're
to
talking
get
about
that
the
out
Nietzsche
to more
stuff,
people,
right?
yes.
Right. Well, I've read, I went through a philosophy phase about 35 years ago, and I read a bunch of Nietzsche. And he's, relatively accessible. And then I tried to branch out into the other German philosophers, and there's just not any point in it. They want to go on and on about the dialectic.
I didn't enjoy any of that stuff.
Neither did I.
Yeah. But there's some of it that I found really, I don't know how to put it other than life affirming. There's some, mainly the best books are through, so that one changed basically my entire view of life. So much more get your shit together kind of attitude.
Which one?
Thus Spake Zarathustra.
Right.
It took me a year to eventually feel like I understood part of it.
Right. Right. It's pretty
the only
dense.
one
They
I've actually
require
felt that
3
way
or 4
about.
readings. It's like,
Yeah, they're not.
that's part of the problem. Is nobody wants to read this stuff because
It's work.
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And when I was, I got Schopenhauer out of the library, and I took it home. And I worked, and I worked, and I worked, and it was like digging a hole in a parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's just.
At the end of the day, you got a hole.
Yeah.
that you got to fill
You gotta
anyways.
fill it.
I mean, but that you couldn't dig. I mean, it's just,
Right.
the parking lot's concrete.
Yeah.
Right. So I just,
It's like
couldn't.
reading an instruction manual that's like 400 pages long.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Boring. Stuff.
Except there weren't any instructions in it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the main one that I've been into recently that I think you might enjoy if you haven't read it already is The Ego and Its Own by Max Stirner.
No, I haven't read that.
It's very similar to, it's basically fuck government, fuck religion, don't tell me what to do, and here's why.
Right. Max
it was written-
Stirner.
Yes.
All right.
1780 something or 18. Either way, it was written before Nietzsche, and I think that it influenced a lot of Nietzsche's stuff. It's actually easier to read than Nietzsche.
Well, that would be helpful.
So,
You know.
if you're interested, my
What's the
suggestion.
title again?
It's a very The Ego and Its Own.
The Ego
or
and Its Own. All right.
Or the other translation is The Unique and Its Property. Basically, your sense of self and the stuff that you think of as yours is kind of the idea of the title.
Right.
So is the reason why you got into philosophy because you're trying to find meaning in life?
I was introduced to Alan Watts in high school, and I found that so liberating. Just the stuff that you talk about, that you don't have to listen to shit that everyone tells you what to do. And just some adult telling me that in high school, I was like, oh my God, you can just say no? And that just got me into that whole subject, and I just kept going from there. I didn't read, like you said, Schopenhauer or any of the really boring shit. I just kind of stuck to the stuff that was interesting to me, like Alan Watts, Nietzsche, the now Max Stirner, and some Jung, but a lot of it is really boring.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it is really, really, really boring.
Mm-hmm.
And I, just don't have maybe that's a character flaw of mine. I just don't like to be
Oh no, yeah, I don't slog through any of the crap either.
I just don't like to just
yeah, that's why.
trudge through the mud of Schopenhauer. I
Oh,
prefer
God,
Heinlein.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
You know, when Heinlein starts a story, the first paragraph grabs you by the shirt and drags you in.
Okay.
And
How do you spell that?
and then you're hooked and you can't let go. But
Oh, okay.
you know, it's like trying to read
That's why it
Faulkner.
was with Anthem.
You know, Faulkner is just not. You know, I tried to read The Sound and the Fury, and I think I got probably 50 pages into that, and just finally said, "What the fuck is he talking about here? What is going on?" And again, I'm willing to concede that may be a character flaw, but I'm not interested in fighting with it. You know, I read for enjoyment and education, and The Sound and the Fury was neither enjoyable nor educational, so I put it down. So,
Yeah, trying to find stuff that isn't like the hard part, like Anthem. Like I read that in high school, and that
Right.
one jumped out at me like crazy. Like it was interesting. It actually opens your mind to think about things in a different way. And trying to find stuff like that is fucking impossible.
that's
feels like.
probably her best work, honestly. That's her best work. She shuts the fuck up. I mean, you can read Atlas Shrugged. You realize the best way to read Atlas Shrugged is to read every third paragraph. That's how you go through it. You read a paragraph, skip down 2, read the third paragraph down, skip down 2 more, read that paragraph, and go on all the way through the book, and you won't miss a damn thing. It's amazing. It really is. But Anthem
I'm
was
amazed that
concise.
she was able to-
She was.
I don't know how they got her to do that.
Yeah, I don't either. It must have been someone standing there going, "Look at the clock," you know.
We only have the
That's
office open for a couple hours.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for the call.
All right.
All right.
Look at that. Learned a little something on that first.
How about that?
Okay.
All right.
Ready to plow through?
Let's plow through this.